You're a stupid son of a bitch. And we will ban men.
Mangoes?
My bag of mangoes.
I love mangoes too.
99 cents. Okay. Now that we are up under a Biden's regime, my bag of mangoes now costs $11.99.
That seems like a pretty good deal. A bag of mangoes? Aren't mangoes like $3 each? That's it. I want what, $8 or $11. That sounds good.
The American people will lie. And highway robbery is what you do.
It's called the
Bring my
Omicron.
mangoes back down. My bag of mangoes. My bag of mangoes.
Mangoes?
My bag of mangoes. Bring my mangoes back down. Raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Bring my mangoes back down.
The Wisconsin crowd identified with the mangoes too.
Disproportionately affected the American people. Those who want me to be healthy, healthy. Those who want me to be healthy. If highway robbery is what you're doing. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit.
Mangoes? All right, an incredible day for advocates of fruits and vegetables. It is truly, truly an historic day. What a show I have for you today. I am glad that you are here, and we are going to be talking about so many different things. Another one of these very volatile days in the stock market where we had green all across the board all day, until the Fed's announcement that there's no change to the federal funds rate today, but expect the change in March and collapse. And I know a lot of people saying, well, but sir, it only ended up down a little. Right. But it was a very, very up day and continued volatility. Now, do I care? Well, I mean, sure, I care because of what volatility points to in the economy. But I know all these people, including many people in my audience, who are like, oh, David, you could have made money today if you shorted at 1 p.m. and then you bought back in. Guys, come on. I don't do that. I'm not doing that stuff. Maybe Meet Kevin is doing that. I don't know what he's up to these days, although I get reports that he's doing a lot of crazy stuff. But come on, guys, that's not the way I roll. And so I'm just collecting dividends, and that's it. But continued significant volatility. And if we look at the 5-day, just all over the place. And of course, the month still looking quite not so good. Bibbidi-bop. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's what's going on with the stock market, and coming on a day where we learned that Joe Biden will be getting a Supreme Court pick, as the 83-year-old Stephen Breyer will indeed be retiring. And guys, listen, I don't know, but if we're down to the last 9 months before a midterm, I don't know if it's okay to let Joe Biden pick a replacement to the Supreme Court, right? I mean, that sounds very, very suspicious, like you're gaming the system in some way. Not to mention we've got a waning moon and it's an even day of the month. And when that happens, I'm pretty sure Boebert gets to pick the replacement. But they are starting that. I'm joking around, but they are starting that. And we're going to get to that in a little bit. I see folks asking about phones. I have not even talked about this recently, but I will open phones at 100 today. We've been getting 70 without me dangling anything like a carrot. So I will do I will open phones if we get to 100. And kicking us off, I mean, we're already kind of making progress. I want to say thanks to King Titus, Word Fencer, Cosmos, Jen here. Magnum Satan has gifted 5 and 4. Hold on. 5 and 4 is 9. Nothing to carry. That's 9. And then Jen here gifting 1. That's 10, putting us at 10 already. Yeah, we'll open phones at 100. Why not? And of course, the best way to support is to sign up at joinpacman.com, and you can use the coupon code OBAMNA to do so.
Obama. And we will ban men.
Super chat, sir, thank you for being a reasonable voice in politics. Keep it up. And could I get a sir, your wife is up in the air?
Sir, your wife is up in the air.
Exactly. Yeah, excuse me, I'm getting a call on my Obama phone. Exactly. Oh, and thanks to Blueberry Babe for gifting a subscription as well. Blueberry Babe's been on fire lately with the gifts, which I appreciate. Okay, Saturday, I hope that you will join me at 7. Wait, no, hold on. What time? 7? Yeah. I hope you will join me at 7 p. East, 4 p. West, because we will be in Conroe, Texas. I won't be, but we have a correspondent who will be in Conroe, Texas, interviewing Trumpists, guys. We will have someone on the ground.
Then he went, Donald Trump, yeah, Donald Trump.
Right. And so by proxy, I will be interviewing Trumpists on Saturday before the rally. And I can't wait to talk to some of these folks. We are lining it up. When I said, if anybody lives near Conroe and you want to go down there, we will pay you, and etc. We had a bunch of responses, and I think we're getting close to finalizing the plan. And I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. If people have suggested questions, like so one question would be like, did Trump invent the vaccines? And if they say yes, then I would say, are you vaccinated? And then if they say no, I would say, can you explain that to some degree? What do you expect to learn at today's rally? I think would be interesting. Yeah. So anyway, if you have suggested questions, you can let me know. It could be pretty compelling content. That's for sure. Thanks to It's Me, John B, for gifting a Twitch subscription. I appreciate that. Let's see. We're at 12. So what percentage is that? Okay, let me think. If we're trying to get to... Whoa, I think my desk almost just collapsed. Oh, my God. What on earth just happened? I almost just had a complete and total collapse here. If we're trying to get to 100 and we're at 12, there must be some easy way to do that. That's like 6/50ths or 3/25ths. How can I reduce that into a percentage? Hold on a second. It's 12.5%, right? 12 out of 100 is, I think it's 12.5%. Oh, it's 12%. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Let's continue. So yeah, that's on Saturday, and I think it's going to be really good. Daniel says, not sure if it makes a president to make a SCOTUS pick in the same decade as an upcoming presidential election. Let the people decide. I agree. I think the voices, I think we need to allow the people's voice to be heard before Joe Biden selects anybody. Thanks to Blueberry Babe for another gifted sub, as well as Shaved Panda, putting us at 14. Don't make me do more math here. David, sir, I've been faxing you about your illegal coupon codes. I've been sued by the Biden regime because of them. We don't have a fax machine, so you must be faxing someone else. What's your take on Dan Ball from OAN asking from dirt on William Kennard? I don't know who either of those people are. I'm sorry, I don't know what that's about. Oh, thanks to Green Man for re-upping his sub. 0 Hour and Skittle Stew gifting 5, 14 plus 7. Okay, 14 plus 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry the 1. Okay, 21. I think we've got it. David, sir, Saturday is my birthday. Any thoughts on what sort of gifts I can expect from the rally? Perhaps a display of severe dementia. Right. Let me see here. Let me give you a little something.
Fresh vegetables.
Right.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Cephalide. People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
That's what I'm expecting at the rally. David, sir, I've had COVID 3 times, only survived because I'm triple vaxxed. How do these stable geniuses not believe in science? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Meg. Sorry to hear that. Oh, whoa, hold on a second. Somehow it says 121. There we go. All right, let's move on to the Supreme Court. Oh, sorry, no. Carlin Evans just signed up on my website with the coupon code Obama. And that's number 22. All right, 83-year-old Stephen Breyer will be retiring from the Supreme Court. Joe Biden will get to select a replacement. What are conservatives saying? Well, hold on. Let me get to that later. Conservatives are saying all sorts of different things. One idea that they have is that Joe Biden, in order to unburden himself of Kamala Harris, is going to make her a Supreme Court justice because he has pledged to nominate a black woman. Now, before we jump into that, let me mention, I've gotten a lot of people who are saying, David, what do you think about this whole, he is committed to nominating a black woman? I'm going to talk more about this tomorrow. But what I do want to say is, you all know I'm not big on identity politics. I don't believe in using identity as a cudgel or to silence people or whatever. I'm just not for that. I also recognize that when there's never been a black woman on the Supreme Court, there would be meaning and power to that. Now, some people on the right like to say, is this any different than saying, I will only put white people on the court? Well, it is different. It is different. Even as someone who is against toxic and corrosive identity politics, of course it's different because almost everyone on the Supreme Court has been white. And for a while, we had a white Supreme Court and legal slavery. So yes, there are historical reasons why it's different to say, I'm committed to nominating the first, obviously qualified, all this different stuff, black woman to the court, than someone who says, I'm only nominating white people. It's not the same thing. Okay. I'm not big on the entire identity politics thing, although I think it would be interesting to see first black women. Have there been Asians on the court? I don't know. Native American. Yeah, I just don't know. Okay. But so I'm not like all bent out of shape about it. But in any case, so now the whole thing is he's going to select Kamala so he doesn't have to run again with her. Here's Peter Alexander.
Ginsburg, none of that you can share?
I'm not going to detail internal planning from here, no.
Okay, then let me ask you a couple other questions. Is there any scenario in which the president would select his Vice President Kamala Harris for the Supreme Court?
Again, I'm not going to speak to any considerations, preparations, lists, and as we've stated earlier, and you heard the president say, there's a long history of Supreme Court justices determining when they may retire, if they retire, and announcing that. And we're going to, that remains the case today.
So the fact that she didn't say get the hell out of here on the Kamala thing has now generated even more discussion. And here's Peter Ducey following up.
Talked about is in an initial package.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. When you were asked about the vice president possibly being selected as a Supreme Court nominee, you said you're not going to speak to any considerations. Does that mean she is being considered?
Again, Peter, I'm not going to speak to the reports of a Supreme Court justice retirement that hasn't been announced.
So theoretically, would...
Even though the retirement hasn't been officially announced and she's saying nothing, the fact that she's saying nothing means maybe Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee. Come on, guys.
Someone who's...
Theoretically. I do like that you preface it. I appreciate that.
Just wondering, hypothetically, theoretically, would someone who was an attorney general of a large state and who served with many key Senate votes be an attractive candidate to the president for an open Supreme Court seat?
I see what you did there, Peter. But the president has every intention, as he said before, of running for re-election, and for running for re-election with Vice President Harris on the ticket as his partner. Yeah. But again, I will just reiterate that I have nothing more to offer in terms of specifics or information on the reports this morning.
Not enough.
Would you have another question for
yes.
me?
Please proceed, Governor. Next question, please.
Please proceed, Governor.
Exactly. Okay. So there's that. Then here's Is it Tomi Lahren? I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm sorry, guys. You guys know who I'm talking about. She now had an idea about nominations of black women.
Yeah, it doesn't change the ideological makeup, but we know that what Joe Biden does best is placate to the radical element and the radical...
Placate to. Now, that's not appropriate syntax. I know everybody on Twitch and most everybody on YouTube knows that, but okay.
Progressive base of his party that he believes is the majority. I believe he's incorrect in that. I believe that they're actually the minority. But I'm wondering the kind of justice that he would nominate. Now, again, I'm sure it will be, as Guy said, a black woman. You know, he's got a dedication to that. We saw how well that worked out with Kamala Harris. But here's to hoping that he has...
What does that even mean? Like, I don't even know what she's talking about.
A better choice in mind for this position, but I would just hope that he would choose somebody that is not only qualified, but maybe somebody that's not so far on the
What's up with that accent? Qualified. What is that?
Left. I think the American people are making it pretty clear that the wokeism that's going on right now in the Democrat Party is not for them.
So there's another suggestion. And then, I know you guys were ready for this. I know that you guys were ready. Here is Harris Faulkner saying, I don't know. I mean, we're kind of getting close to an election here, guys.
So I really want to get into some of what we've seen, though, Guy, and that is this idea that it's too close to an election to get something like this through for a president. We've seen it among Republicans. We've seen Democrats do this as well. It's January.
Right.
And you can't miss the time.
And it's almost February, really. I mean, it's I don't know, guys.
Of how far out that is from November.
Right.
It's not March, it's not May, so on and so forth. What do you make of how much time President Biden would have to put something through? And as Kayleigh just pointed out, you pretty much have to pick somebody perfect at this point.
Biden has better do this perfectly, or he is not going to be allowed to do this either.
Because you don't have a stall time.
Let's also not forget that Biden promised on the campaign trail that no matter who retired or died from the court, if he had an opportunity to replace that person on the high court, he would pick a black woman. So that narrows the field of potential names probably being discussed right now in the White House. I would imagine that there are a lot of conference calls and Zoom calls between the president's team and the Senate Majority Leader to make sure that they don't screw this up. Right now, they have the votes in the Senate. I would imagine the Democrats are probably going to stick together on this one, and they will replace Justice Breyer, likely with an African-American woman. I think they'll have the time to do it. I think they will maybe barely have the votes to do it. Yeah, okay. And I think, yes, it is true, Kayleigh's point is right, that this would be a victory for the Biden administration and for the president.
Yeah, sadly, it's not as big. It would be a victory in that Breyer's 83. And so you put someone on there for some period of time, depending on their age. It's not a victory in the sense that replacing Ruth Bader Ginsburg with Amy Covid Barrett was because you're flipping a seat. And I was actually reading some pretty interesting commentary. I'm going to think more about this, but I'll talk about it probably on tomorrow's podcast. If I were whoever, right, like if I'm whatever black woman they are considering, and I know that it's going to continue being a 6-3 court, I almost don't want the position. Now, I'm not saying I turn it down. No, but what I'm saying is you're going to be put in there to be on the court during some inevitably disgusting decisions that are going to reflect on this court. You won't be in the majority on them. You'll be in the minority. But it's not going to be a good period of time. Now, of course, eventually, if the timing works out, you replace some conservative justices with liberal, and then you have a new court and et cetera. But it's still going to be 6-3, and you might end up being there during some absolutely gross Supreme Court decision. So that's what we have going on there. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Here's a little more about the Kamala Harris hypothesis.
Divisive in America right now, not bringing us together, would this further divide? But you said something, too, that I thought was really interesting. So this person has to be a woman, she has to be black, and she's got to be younger. Anybody thinking what I'm thinking? They don't know what to do with Kamala Harris in the White House right now. I can't be the only person seeing this. And you have read, I'm sure you have, Kaylee, because you and I have chatted about it. We've been reading that maybe something like this could happen with the vice president. He runs again at someone else. Look, I prefer to drink my tea rather than read the tea leaves. But when Jonathan Turley, puts out the information of young black and female, it's hard not to see at least she makes the list. Kaylee?
I think you're right. I'm glad you said that, Harris, because that was playing in my mind from the moment we heard about this retirement. You know, it is, politically speaking, if you are not happy with your vice president and you want her in a different role, there's no greater role than on the Supreme Court.
All right. So anyway, they think it's a plausible thing that might be going on. And instantly, Donald Trump starting to fundraise on this. Check this out. Save America PAC. Breaking. Supreme Court Justice Breyer announces retirement. Look at the transition into the fundraising. Joe Biden will fill the vacant seat with a liberal activist. President Trump has activated an emergency 5X impact to defend his America First legacy. Please contribute any amount immediately to claim your 5X impact and to save President Trump's legacy.
And God bless the United States.
And as you can see, if you make a contribution of $45, your total impact is 5x'd. Does that math even add up? Because isn't 5 times 45 225? I see. So you do 45 and then there's another 225. So I got okay. I got it. Man, that is really weird stuff.
One of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
So there's the Trump grift. Here's something really interesting. Fox News host Dan Bongina has been permanently banned from YouTube. Now, this is really wild. While we were streaming, I just got a message from Bongina's producer on Fox wondering if I want to be on. AFT announcing a partnership with NewsGuard. I don't know what on earth this is about. Should I do that? That seems interesting. I shouldn't do it. Oh my God. It seems worth doing. I could even say Mr. Bongina during the thing. All right, we're going to look at it later. No, I wouldn't be platforming him. I'd be on his show. Everybody relax, please, please, please. So Fox News host Dan Bongina has been banned from YouTube. Fox News host and right-wing radio kingpin was permanently banned from YouTube on Wednesday after allegedly attempting to evade a previous suspension. We terminated Dan Bongina's channels for circumventing our terms of service by posting a video while there was an active strike and suspension associated with the account. When a channel receives a strike and, oh, hold on. Wait a second. I know I've got it. Right.
Strike and strike and strike and strike and strike.
When a channel receives a strike, it is against our terms of service to post content or use another channel. It's called ban evasion. If a channel is terminated, the uploader is unable to use, own, or create any other YouTube channels. Nearly 2 weeks ago, Bongina was temporarily suspended for peddling COVID misinfo, specifically claims that face coverings are ineffective. He owns shares in Rumble, did not immediately request to the Daily Beast request for comment. On Instagram, he wrote the ban by, quote, YouTube communists was, quote, hilarious, punctuated by a poop emoji. Okay. So, dear God, what is happening to this country? Brandon says, remember when Trump tried to pronounce Yosemite? Yeah. It was something else. I want to say thank you to Carl Dirks for signing up on my website with the coupon code OBAMNA. You were number 23 today. Also over on Twitch, thanks to Herzafat asking about the racist rant at a smoothie shop in Connecticut. No, I'll remind me of that when we get to the public freakouts, okay? Herzefat von Wiederveld, Game Vine, A Pet Giraffe, and Cow Crapper, wow, have made Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 28. I want to remind you guys, we will open phone lines today if we get to 100 and or if we get to 1,000 Twitch subs. We have not been in the 4 digits Twitch subs for feels like a decade. It's probably been about 3 months. So either way, we will open phones. I also want to say thanks to Joseph Abadi, who just signed up on my website with the coupon code FFacebook and his new member number 29 today. Let's not fail here. Oh, and Captain Smiles has gifted 5, putting us at 34, which we love. Okay, couple other things. I got a very unusual voicemail from Troy York recently, and Troy York is ranting to me about what's happening on Kyle Kulinski's show. I don't know why he would be doing that. I just have no idea. People call me and they complain about other shows. Sometimes people call Sam Sater. They complain about me. I don't get it. I really don't. But let's see if we can even understand what Troy is talking about here.
Kyle Kulinski is a clueless, gullible, stupid son of a bitch and a piece of shit. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
But why don't you call him? Why are you calling me?
He lies saying that Crystal Cinema has 8% approval rating.
Is Crystal Cinema a portmanteau of Crystal Ball and Kirsten Cinema?
He just talks and gets stuff out of his ass because Kyle Kulinski is a progressive punk-ass bitch who lies and misinforms, and every video he does is like,
What a stupid son of a bitch.
There's not a grain of salt of truth in anything he does on YouTube. I don't know how this guy even has a channel. He's funny him, but the fact is Crystal Cinema likely will run again, and she's going to win. And his assertion that she's just going to go and...
It's like, why would you call me to tell me Kyle's view on Crystal Cinema is wrong? It's just like, just call Kyle. I mean, I don't know. It's very strange.
And get some big corporate job. Well, that's something that happens with a lot of politicians, but this woman has integrity, courage, and bravery, and she and Joe Manchin and any politician, and the Democrats don't have enough. It would be nice if they had more, but any politician...
It's like, maybe comment on Kyle's YouTube channel. I don't know why you need to call me.
...that stands up to this dribbling brain maniac, dumbass, mean-tempered, short-fused, low IQ, jackass maniac in the White House, Joe Biden. Anyone who resists this idiot and his stupid programs that
Not a joke.
are in the long run attempt to spread communism, socialism.
All right. Anyway, it goes on for two full additional minutes. I'm not going to play it for you, but I have nothing to do with Kyle's show. You know, don't call me. Lovely Planet sends a super chat. It's, did you hear about the door-to-door white nationalists in Alabama? I only saw a TikTok. No one picked it up, but it's still pretty wild. I didn't hear about that. I did not hear about that. Thanks to Lauren 777G as well as Foxtrot for the Twitch subscriptions, putting us at 36. We will open phone lines today if people want. Also on my website, Aiden Benny has just signed up using the coupon code Obamna. And his new member number 37. If we get to 100 or we get Twitch to 1,000, we will open phone lines. But I have so many more things to talk about that I'm going to keep moving. Okay, we did stocks. We did Breyer. Oh, this is fascinating. So earlier in the week, I told you guys about this completely outrageous anti-vax rally that took place in D.C. and how Bobby Kennedy Jr. compared, actually, quite frankly, said that the vaccine mandates are worse than the Holocaust, and talked about how Anne Frank at least could hide in an attic. Remember, Anne Frank was ultimately found and killed. And he's married to Cheryl Hines. That's Cheryl from Curb Your Enthusiasm. And she came out and denounced her own husband and said, "My husband's reference to Anne Frank at a mandate rally was reprehensible and insensitive. The atrocities that millions endured during the Holocaust should never be compared to anyone or anything. His opinions are not a reflection of my own." So she denounced that. Now, of course, it wasn't really a mandate rally. They had people saying vaccines cause autism. It was an anti-vax rally, but it sounds like there's trouble in paradise. And reportedly, this is not the first disagreement on vaccines. I guess, you know, he's this big anti-vax guy, but I guess at their holiday party, Cheryl required everybody to be vaccinated. So it's all kind of, I don't even know how else to react to it, you know? Yeah. Here's the, let me see. Hold on. Here's the original clip.
Even in Hitler's Germany, you could cross the Alps into Switzerland. You can hide in an attic like Anne Frank did. I visited in 1962 East Germany with my father and met people who had climbed the wall and escaped. So it was possible. Many died doing it, but it was possible. Today, the mechanisms are being put in place that will make it so none of us can run and none of us can hide.
Right. He's referring to some people have to get vaccinated as part of their jobs. That's if you're wondering, like, oh my God, there's some grave injustice going on and people could die. He's talking about some people, to keep their job, you got to be vaccinated as a matter of policy.
Within 5 years,
guys, he has vocal dysphonia. We're not going to make fun of his voice. Let's deal with what he's saying. He's saying being required to be vaccinated is worse than the Holocaust. Okay, I'm not worried about his voice.
See 415,000 low orbit satellites. Bill Gates says his 65,000 satellites alone will be able to look at every square inch of the planet 24 hours a day.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, here's his wife saying, does not speak for me. Certainly does not speak for me. JD Straight Shot says, I was trapped inside my Carhartt bibs when I set them on fire. 70% second degree burns on my body. Also lost all my green M&Ms in the fire. That's very, very nicely done, JD. Very, very, very nicely done. I want to say thank you to Stop the Squeal and Sterling Lana, who between the two of them have donated 8 Twitch subscriptions, putting us at 45. Also, thanks to Billy Carpenter and Jeff Builds a Bass for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 47. We are already close to, that's about 47 out of 100 is like 48%. We're getting really, really close here. Really, really close to opening phone lines. All right. We took care of that. We did the Dan Bonginos thing. Oh, all right. So now we're going to get into some public freakouts in different situations. What was the thing someone asked about earlier? Was it a Merrill Lynch employee? I think that's what it, let me see if we can find that with a racist rant. Merrill Lynch racist, because I want to include that. That's not coming up. Is Merrill Lynch 2 L's? No. Oh, here it is. Merrill Lynch advisor fired after racist tirade at a smoothie shop. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that I want to look at. Let's take a look at it here. Ooh, this website is toxic. Does anybody have an actual video? Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. Oh, no wonder. Merrill Lynch racist. Here it is. Okay. All right, let's start with that. I have a bunch of these that I want to go over. I have so many things for you guys today. Let's start here, yeah.
I have no room to yell at us.
I want to speak to the fucking person who made this drink. Is that you?
No, it wasn't me.
We don't know who made it, so.
You don't know who made it?
There's 4 of us here, so we obviously don't know.
Fucking stupid, fucking ignorant high school kids.
Okay, bye.
I want to speak to the fucking
Bye.
manager.
Okay, you can call corporate whenever you want. Goodbye.
John, stop. You're on camera. You're on camera. You're on camera.
No, I don't care.
Give it to me right now.
What?
Now, when does it get racist? Oh my God.
I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police.
Fuck you. I want the fucking telephone number.
And why is he mad? Something was wrong with his smoothie? Does anybody know what, like, was it a legitimate smoothie problem that would justify this? Like, for example, they poisoned it on purpose? Or was it insane?
Gianna,
I want the telephone. Shut the fuck up.
You shut up. Get out. You can call corporate whenever you want. Bye.
Did he say Indian? Where's the racism part?
Okay, good for you. Bye.
I want the
Bye. Bye.
Shut up.
You shut up. You're not going to tell me to shut up. The fuck? Who are you? Who are you?
Immigrant?
Immigrant loser.
What? Fuck you. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You're
Oh God, this guy looks. I would have guessed this guy was in law enforcement from his appearance, not Merrill Lynch.
jail. You're going to jail, you racist piece of shit.
Oh my God, does he try to push his way into the back?
Bro, call the police now.
Wow. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty aggressive. It was related to a nut allergy. Okay, all right. Well, that's a legitimate concern. I don't know that the immigrant status of any individuals is relevant to that. I want to say thank you to Chandler, who just made a Patreon pledge. Patreon counts double, so that puts us at 49 today. And I really very much appreciate that. All right, let's continue. Here is a hero Illinois librarian. This is an elderly woman who is standing her ground. An anti-masker threw a tantrum because they were asked to wear a mask. And here is a hero librarian. If I learned one thing, guys, you don't want to mess with librarians. Oh, wait, hold on. The Merrill Lynch guy got fired. Let me see. Merrill Lynch smoothie fired. I want to know that. Oh, that's delightful. Man, that is the best. Oh, I love that. I love it when this stuff happens. Oh, and he was arrested too. Hold on. Let's just complete that. Merrill Lynch wealth advisor arrested. Hey, Bill, you got those bonds for me? No, I'm fired. Merrill Lynch wealth advisor arrested and fired after calling a teen smoothie shop worker an immigrant loser and throwing a drink at her. James Yanazzo said he was upset after his son suffered an allergic reaction. A Merrill rep said our company does not tolerate behavior of this kind. You love to see it, guys. You love to see it. Called her an effing immigrant loser. The Fairfield Police Department received numerous calls. Ooh, Fairfield, Connecticut. I hate to say this, but I've spent quite a bit of time in Connecticut. These places like Fairfield, Greenwich, New Canaan, they have endless, beautiful, great people and a lot of toxic people like this guy. Fairfield Police Department received numerous calls at Robick's Smoothie Outlet with workers complaining a customer was throwing things, yelling at employees, and refusing to leave. An investigation revealed that James Yanazzo, 48, ordered a smoothie earlier, requesting it be made without peanuts. Son has an allergy. He said that the employees said that while he requested a smoothie without peanut butter, they were not told about the allergy. His son suffered an allergic reaction and had to be transported. Then he showed back up to say who made the drink. They didn't know. The confrontation escalated as we saw. Wow. He worked at Merrill for 26 years. There has been only one allegation against him in 25 years. He was once ranked by Forbes as one of the 25 best Connecticut wealth advisors. Okay. He was charged with intimidation based on bigotry or bias in the second degree, breach of the peace, criminal trespass, and he has a court date. Merrill Lynch rep Bill Halden said, our company does not tolerate behavior of this kind. We immediately investigated and have taken action. This individual is no longer employed at our firm. It's the correct outcome. I mean, it's the correct outcome. Hard to imagine any other. Okay, let's continue. Let's check out the librarian shutting down the anti-masker.
So I just want to take a video and ask why you won't let me sign up. No, this is your choice to do this. This is serious. I'm here with my
It's serious.
daughter. We just want to use the library that we have the right to use. And you guys won't let it.
Right. Now, you can't go into the library naked. Just because your taxes might fund the library, it doesn't mean it's a free-for-all. You can't just do anything in the library. Libraries still have rules.
Let's do this because I'm not putting a mask on.
That is our library board policy.
Right.
We have to have a mask on.
Yeah,
it's just so simple. Like, how do people not understand? It's the policy. We have a mask policy right now. That's it. That's all it is.
You can make the personal choice to say it's not a big deal.
That's something.
I mean, I see you have 2 masks on, so you clearly think it's a big deal, but
That is a policy we have to abide by.
no, you don't. You're making the choice, and just acknowledge that. I'll leave here, but just acknowledge that you're making the choice.
I am just following the library.
You're just following orders, and that's the problem. It's the problem with all of this.
Yeah. It's like a Nazi SS guard just following orders, you know? It's the same thing. These people are out of their minds.
You really ought to think about that. It's a shame. It's a shame. Seriously.
All right. So anyway, kudos to this librarian who was not having it at all. And he ended up leaving, of course. Super chats continue to come in. Did you see the video of Gina Bisignano, Beverly Hills Barbie, charged insurrectionist, destroying property with spray paint on Beverly Hills? Homegrown Terrorists has the details on Instagram. That sounds pretty interesting. Let me check that out. Just while we're doing this, Homegrown Terrorists. All right, let's take a look. A lot of people going bonkers. Let's see. Is it under... Does anybody know which one of these it is? Is it in a story or... Yeah, I'm just not sure where it is. Anybody know? Is it under videos exclusively? Pipe bombs? No, it doesn't seem like it. Under beef for bonkers, yeah. Okay. We'll come back to it. If someone can then tell me exactly where it is, we can come back to it. Here's a couple others. Here are employees at Holy Chow. Oh, I like that. Holy Chow. In Maryland, standing their ground against anti-maskers, call them the Nazis. Everybody's a Nazi these days. Have you guys noticed that? Bobby Kennedy Jr. said it's worse, having to get a vaccine is worse than what happened to Anne Frank. Anyway, okay, let's take a look at this one.
You don't have to follow. I'm not trying to argue with you right now. I just need
we could have placed the order already.
Everybody's talking at once. It's already impossible to figure out what's going on.
Placed an order already.
A mandate is not a law.
Mandate's no law. She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
Mandate in the county, which means that we are not allowed to serve you if you're not in the store with a mask. Segregation was legal.
Segregation. Oh my God.
The Holocaust was legal.
Sure was.
Where do you guys take a stand? I don't understand it. I'm irritated. I'm annoyed. Look. Okay, because
the Holocaust was legal. Oh my God. Yeah, we need 3 sets of subtitles at once for this.
In your service. Okay, but you're telling me to stand in the cold like I'm not human. You would like eat in your car. I'm sure you're.
I know you can place the order already, but then you gotta get it.
We're just gonna walk out. What's the difference?
What's the difference? We're already inside. We already infected everyone.
The difference is that the
we
longer
infected
you're
everyone.
in the store, the faster you're
really?
infecting people. So
according to
if you could just leave the store. If you could just leave the store.
You're wearing a dirty mask, synthetic fibers on your face. Oh
no, crazy.
Yeah,
that's against this guy's religion. He only would wear natural fibers as indicated by the Old Testament.
Order like a normal
no,
human being,
yeah. Holy cow. Holy cow. Wow. That's following orders, just like the Nazis.
There it is, just following orders like the Nazis. Okay, all right, so I'm bored with that one. Second and fourth post on Instagram. Okay, let's see. Second, why are you giving Gina a hard time? She didn't damage anything. She supports herself. Okay, so this is the fourth. Let's see what we got here.
This is mega country, baby.
So I did this. That's my tag right there. I did in broad daylight, says Trump. The thing is, I need to get the 2020 here. Eric, hurry up.
Are they setting that on fire? What are they doing? Oh no, they're just spray painting. Okay.
Gina was the one who ran over and actually did the tagging.
Who are these people?
Come on. It's the red pill of the world.
I had my spray with me.
I also
want it's all very, very strange. They added 2020 to Trump. What a bunch of rebels. Yeah, exactly. Here's an interesting super chat from Connor. Connor asks, David, what's your opinion of sinks and showers and other elements of bathrooms?
Elements of bathrooms.
I maintain my support of indoor plumbing. I am completely unfettered in my support for indoor plumbing, and I would like to see it continue as an amenity for humans. I want to say thanks to Anthony Webb for the Patreon pledge. Those count double today, so that puts us at 51. Over on Twitch, I want to say thanks to Sado Massachrist, Joseph Rader, and Cappy B for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 54. We are getting very close. If we get to 100 website memberships and Twitch subscriptions, we will open phone lines. And if we get to 1,000 total on Twitch, which is further up, we will open phone lines. We haven't done this in a while. And remember that you can sign up at joinpacman.com with the coupon code OBAMNA.
Obama.
Exactly. All right. Let's do a few voicemails. I now have 905 unlistened to voicemails because I've fallen so far behind. I have other things we're going to get to, including someone playing drums to my theme song. Okay, we're going to get to that. Just stand by. But first, let's listen to some of our frequent callers. Here's Eric from Mass.
Hey, David, it's Eric from Mass. I got a riddle for you. You ready? Good riddle here. What's the difference between a conspiracy and a fact? About 9 months.
Okay. Here's the Eggman. Eggman had a run-in with police. Check this out.
Dave, I just pulled out of the gas station. I forgot to put on my seatbelt, okay? I got pulled over by a cop for that. I told him, officer, it's against my religion to wear a seatbelt. And then he said, oh, sir, I'm totally sorry. Go about your day. Have a good day. Shalom, brother.
Sir.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. That really, really does. Let's see what else we've got here. What else do I have? There's so many. Here's another. I think this is a Troy York one.
Hi, David Pac-Man. I think one of the reasons you have so many viewers in Australia, New Zealand, Canada is because
Canada.
They enjoy a leftist troll such as yourself bash American Republicans, and likely the people you mentioned, that part of the audience is who you curtail your anti-Americanism and
I curtail it. Oh my God, this guy does not even know how language works. Okay, Whitney did leave a string of voicemails, which I'm glad to play for you.
So I was looking online at more of the people who are talking about their personalities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what I noticed was the personality type that's supposed to be more like mine. And what's happening is that I'm looking at it maybe that.
All right, a couple others from Whitney.
So I was researching more about the Myers-Briggs personalities.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks of voicemails from Whitney have been all about Myers-Briggs and various personality tests.
So anyways, I was realizing that using SE more, tuning in more to my physical environment, has given me this mutated personality disorder.
Oh my God, that's a problem.
But having in business that being a commander personality or somebody that you would look up to, normally I don't think anybody would necessarily pick somebody who was an ENTJ specifically.
I wouldn't either, yeah.
Hey, David. I just wanted to let you know that your promotion of Bitcoin, yes, it was promotion, all right, no matter what you say. Talking about Bitcoin, talking about the fact that you own it, talking about the fact that you'll buy more, that's promotion, David.
Oh my God, do I even need to address that? I don't even know what the point, it's I am transparent in my views on personal finance, and my views basically are you need to have the right asset allocation for your level of risk. So I explained a couple days ago, stocks are down, they're up. I don't know about timing the market, so I'm not going to try. Bitcoin's down, it's up, whatever. As I said before, I have made an asset allocation decision. It's not a market timing decision where I go, oh, I'm going to buy right now and sell right now. I've decided that for my risk tolerance, I want 3 to 5% of assets in crypto. I want the vast majority of my assets in, other things. Wide, broad-based index funds, mostly US with some international, and then bonds, and then you got real estate, and then you got cash. This is all really, really simple stuff. I've been in crypto for so long that the 3 to 5% grew and became 10%. So then I sell to rebalance down to 3 to 5%. You do the same thing. If stocks do better than bonds, you get overexposed to stocks. So then you put more into bonds than stocks, and you're regularly rebalancing. If anybody wants to call that promoting, I guess we have a disagreement about the English language. I don't know. Okay. Let's see what else we've got here. I do have more Whitney stuff.
So I was just thinking about I don't know exactly how to put it. There's not like really words to describe how weird the situation is here in America. Like basically, I feel like there's a lot of people.
Man, these really go nowhere. Like they last the full 3 minutes and then time out. I've got a ton of these from Troy York, but they're just so boring that it's like I don't even know that I want to get into it. All right, that's enough with voicemails. I don't think we have to do any more. Cameron asks a good question. Not sure if you already answered, but do you think Biden and Dem approval will be positively affected by a successful appointment to the Supreme Court? Not significantly. I don't think it'll be significant. David, how are you? It's been confusing in the education field in New York State with the constant ruling over masks in schools recently. I have to say I haven't been following it closely. Okay, let's get to this. This is cool. A drummer did a video where they took my theme song and they added drums and they have my face in the background. Let's check it out. I'm going to make this an intro soon. Wow, that's good. Even the kick cam, I like it. Oh, and then the picture changes to one where I really had a problem. This is extraordinarily well done. I would actually suggest a full, this is Tim. I would suggest a full-length drum cover of the theme song. And I think that we could make that one of our stream intros. Let's take one more listen. And by the way, the pillow in the kick drum, that's my move as well. I always had one in there for home use. All right, excellent. Really, really, really well done. I absolutely love it. Hearing you dismantle Jordan Peterson was truly therapeutic, says Tristan. I believe a debate between you and him would be helpful to the world. It's hard to debate with someone who will speak in deliberately unintelligible language. And let's just do that. I have a clip out on YouTube about this, but just because I like you guys and we're here, this new interview with Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan, it seems like a skit. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Look at this.
Hard to sort out. The climate change one is a weird one. So that one,
that's because there's no such thing as climate, right? Climate and everything are the same word. And that's what bothers me about the climate change type.
Also, why is he wearing a tuxedo? Like, I don't understand anything about this.
Like, this is something that bothers me about it. Technically, it's like, well, climate is about everything. So, okay. But your models aren't based on everything. Your models are based on warming. A set number of variables.
Also, does anybody know why Joe Rogan says warming? Oh, he's saying your models are based only on warming. Even that's not true. Like, it's just endlessly confusing.
Yeah.
So that means you've reduced the variables, which are everything, to that.
Isn't he a psychologist? Like, I'm even just thinking about it now. What, like, dude, what are you talking about?
Set. Well, how did you decide which set of variables to include in the equation if it's about everything? And that's not just a criticism. That's like, if it's about everything, your models aren't right. Because your models do not and cannot model everything.
What do you mean by everything? When you say
Oh, it's unbelievable. Here's another one. I challenge any of you to decipher this, okay?
So I just walked through the Museum of the Bible in Washington. That was very cool. It's a very cool museum.
So the structure, that's what the Bible
it's what
provides.
I figured out. I just figured this out this week. So it was a cool thing to walk through because it's chronological. They have one floor, which is the history of the Bible. But it's not exactly that. It's really what it is the history.
It's already crazy. He's like, they have a floor about the history of the Bible, but it's not that. They don't know that the floor isn't even about what they think it's about. He figured out what the floor is really about, and now he's going to tell us.
History of the book. Now, in many ways, the first book was the Bible. I mean, literally, because at one point there was only one book. Like,
wait a second. Are you saying literally or metaphorically?
Or Western culture is concerned, there was one book. And for a while, literally, there was only one book. And that book was the Bible. And then before it was the Bible, it was it was scrolls and it was writings on papyrus. But we were starting to aggregate written text together. And it went through all sorts of technological transformations. And then it became books that everybody could buy, the book everybody could buy. And the first one of those was the Bible. And then it became all sorts of books that everybody could buy.
Wait, so it is more than one book. But now are we saying it's more than one book literally, or it's more than one book metaphorically?
But all those books, in some sense, emerged out of that underlying book. And that book itself, the Bible isn't a book, it's a library.
Oh, so the entire... Isn't that the best? So we're not even talking about a book. Now, is it literally a library, or is it metaphorically a library? I don't know at this point in time. This could be an SNL skit. He replaced benzos with cannabis. Yeah, I don't know. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. And I saw a good comment scroll by on Twitch, which is a really good one. Hold on a second. Where was it here? Oh, there was a great comment. Oh, yeah, this is... Vergimp said this. This is how the right works. They have a talking head that represents the intelligentsia of their movement, and the base just follows them. Yeah, that's a simplified version of kind of what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, good. Does he think the world has a scribe? They were loose stories that were grouped way later. Yeah, it doesn't even really, it's crazy. And sometimes I think it's kind of like on purpose. I want to say thank you to Christopher Bailey for signing up on my website with the coupon code OBAMNA. OBAMNA! Christopher's new member number 55 today. Also want to say thanks to Skittle Stew for the Twitch Prime sub, and you are number 56. We still have the possibility of opening the phone lines today and hearing from you guys, but we've got to move on it. We either have to get to 100 website members and Twitch subscribers, or to 1,000 total on Twitch. We're at 968. If we do that, we will open phone lines, but we should do it soon. We should do it soon. All right, let's go to a couple of other things. Okay, we did this. Okay. Here's another angle on the anti-mask stuff, which is disabilities, where they sort of like allude to ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, but it's never clear like what exactly are you talking about? And they seem to be doing that which they criticize others for doing. The right loves to say anybody can just claim disabilities and it's bogus. But then here they want to claim disabilities without explaining what they are, which they claim to be against. Let's watch this one.
Did you guys try to donate your books yet? Did they accept it?
Not yet.
The woman has a book that says Jesus Calling, and I guess they're here to donate books without masks. Okay.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
We'll wait for things to simmer.
Yeah, they're denying people service when they're asking for help to pick out a book. So if we can get a blast out to help out with that ADA paperwork, I think that would be...
We need to get a blast out to help with the ADA paperwork. What?
Yeah.
Great, right? Between the two of us, I feel like between the two... the police were saying that it is not a law.
Yeah.
And
We support
that,
the men and
hey,
women
how are
in
you?
blue. We support the men and women in blue.
Yeah, and they said it's more like a policy, like no shirt, no shoes, no service. You don't have to wear a mask.
It's a policy? Right. Policies you have to abide by, right?
But they can have you remove for trespassing, but you might not be cited. I think they had a conversation
There's
about
a level of smugness here that is something else. Yeah, I agree with you guys.
what does that actually look like, and is that fruitful in this situation?
Right.
And they left, so unless they're coming back with some bigger force and like a bus to put us in, I don't know. Like I just assume that they said bye. Like they were like later.
Meanwhile, we're going to exercise our ability to be here with our...
Because
It's funny. She says we're going to exercise our, and then it's like you can see the gears grinding to life, very rusty gears. She's like, wait a second. It's not a First Amendment right, really, because it's not. That doesn't make sense. It's not really Second Amendment because I don't have my guns here. Wait, what? I'm going to exercise just my ability to be here. It's an exercise in entitlement, quite frankly. Yes.
you and I need more things to do. I feel like we should just pick a library each week and do it.
Right. So,
The cop came and talked to us.
What did he say to you?
He just said, I'm not going to ask anybody to put masks on.
And did he tell you why?
He's like, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to ask anybody. I believe in what you're saying, basically.
And they left.
Wow, what a moral victory. They found an employee here who is not going to ask anybody. Okay, so these people are deeply, deeply ill. Here is Fox propagandist Tucker Carlson hosting the wrongest man of the pandemic, Alex Berenson, who's now calling for all COVID vaccines to be pulled. He just wants them pulled.
We're at a very dangerous moment, Tucker, and I'm not exaggerating.
I want to. Hold on. This is a perfect opportunity to mention an article that if any of you like to read, let me find. I'm going to show you an article. Okay, this is a tremendous article. I would love for you to check out. And him saying this is very dangerous just reminded me of it. We're going to get back to that. Seth Moskowitz, The Reactionary Trap, which explains the tendency towards reactionary thinking on right and left. It relates to the issue of audience capture. It relates to the issue of preying on the idea of fear. Anyway, this is a really good article. Just search for Seth Moskowitz, The Reactionary Trap. But that's part of what's going on here. It's extremely dangerous here. Glenn Greenwald did the exact same thing the other day. Okay? Let me see if I can. Glenn Greenwald, Ducey. He did the exact, and I played this clip. Check this out.
Hello, everyone. This is Glenn Greenwald, and today is a dark and really dangerous day for press freedom in America.
No, it's not, Glenn. No, it's not.
America. A hardworking journalist, Peter Ducey, did nothing more than go to work today to do his job. He went to the White House to ask a question of the most powerful political official on the planet, President Biden, a question, and this is...
Anyway, it's an incredibly dark day for press freedom. No, it's not. Biden lost his temper and said something stupid. John McCain also called Peter Ducey an idiot or whatever and said it was the stupidest question he had ever heard. Joe Biden is not trying to take press credentials away. Joe Biden does not say the media is the enemy of the people. It's like and this is the reactionary trap. So I really encourage people to read this article. It's a very, very good article. We're going to try to get Seth on the show to talk about it. Anyway, let's continue.
Most important appearance I've had with you in the last 2 years. It is completely clear now that the vaccines don't really work at all against Omicron.
Now, that's, of course, untrue. That's a lie. The truth is that the current vaccines are significantly less effective at preventing infection from Omicron. They are still our best and an effective tool to keep you out of the hospital and to keep you alive. The data are very clear about that. It's incontrovertible data, but it doesn't matter. Tucker's hosting this. By the way, Just about everybody at Fox News is vaccinated. Fox News is one of the strictest policies of any company in the U.S.
In these highly vaccinated and highly boosted countries, rates of infection are incredibly high, and rates of serious disease and death are also rising. The Israelis are predicting that they're going to have more serious cases than they ever had at the peak last year.
Now, understand, he's going from rate to total number. Everybody's getting a ton of serious cases, but the rate is lower because Omicron appears to be significantly less severe. New estimates are that we could actually be down to the same mortality rate as flu, slightly higher. I saw a report that says we're down to 0.2%. Flu is 0.15. But if it's so contagious that so many people are getting it in raw number, well, right? I mean, what does he care? Who am I even talking to? You guys know.
And the idea that we would solve this with another booster is just off the charts insane.
And again, increasingly, the what we're learning is no fourth shot. No fourth shot. We are going to have a modified vaccine specific to Omicron in 2 months. But who is he saying is saying everybody get a fourth shot?
I have not said this to you before because I'm pretty careful and I'm pretty careful with the data. But these vaccines, these mRNA.
This is the guy who said the U.S. will not see 500,000 deaths. We're at 900,000 deaths. Really careful with the data.
Vaccines, the mRNA COVID vaccines need to be withdrawn from the market now. No one should get them. No one should get boosted. No one should get double boosted. They are a dangerous and ineffective product at this point against Omicron. The spike that they make your body make that you then produce antibodies to is not the Omicron spike. And earlier today, Tony Fauci said, we're not going to give people monoclonal antibody products, because the first generation products, because they don't work against the Omicron spike. The same logic applies to these mRNA vaccines, and giving people boosters, even if in the very short term it knocks down infection rates, there's a boomerang effect, and that's what they're seeing in all these countries. We are at a dangerous moment, and these products need to be withdrawn.
Okay. Everything he said is crazy. That is just completely and totally bonkers, what he said. And I do a full debunk in a clip that we're going to publish very soon. But that's what's going on there. I want to say thanks to Toil Avalanche of Spinach as well for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, putting us at 58. Also, a big thank you to Canope, who just signed up on my website using the coupon code Uncharged Pickles.
Uncharged Pickles?
And his new member number 59 today. I really appreciate that. All right. Swami says, David, sir, you skipped past my last two super chats. I'm okay and will continue to support you through elements of donations. I apologize. The entire super chat system is broken to where if I don't see it and click it, it goes away within like 5 minutes. So I really apologize, but I appreciate your support. I also want to say thanks to Captain Smiles, who just gifted 10 Twitch subs, putting us at 69. All right. By popular demand, we are going to review a short interview that Jesse Waters did with an anti-work dog walker that I am told went horribly wrong. Let's check it out.
Over 1.6 million subscribers. Joining me now is the person who operates this anti-work group, Doreen Ford. All right, so Doreen, why do you like the idea of being home, not working, but still getting paid?
First of all, it's like, who wouldn't like the idea of that, right? I mean, that's like, well, I don't know. It sounds pretty good. You just don't work and you get paid. It sounds good. It's a very dumb question.
By corporate America.
Yeah. So there's some misconceptions about the movement. So we're a movement where we want to reduce the amount of work that people feel like they're forced to do. And so we want to still put in effort. We want to put in labor, but we don't want to necessarily be in a position where we feel trapped. You just quoted from Office Space, where that person feels very trapped in their job. I think we're calling for a society where there's less of that. But yeah, absolutely, people still want to do things. They just want to do things where they feel rewarded and they feel like they're in a good spot in their life, and that their job respects them and stuff like that. There's varying.
So Doreen, you're not being forced to work. This isn't slave labor. You've applied for a job.
Now, see, here's the thing with this stuff. Like, obviously, this Doreen Ford is not. I mean, okay, so like, let's step back. This interview is a sandbag. This interview is just an interview. It's 3 minutes long. Very few people who are not on TV all the time can come off looking good if given only 3 minutes to answer extremely narrow questions. But even and I'm all about work and, self-determination, whatever. If people don't want to work, then great, don't work and, whatever. But Jesse Waters is being either ignorant or kind of insincere, disingenuous in that this whole thing of no one's forcing you to work. Okay, you're not being forced to work, but unless you're independently wealthy, we have a system where you have to somehow provide for yourself. And so like, that doesn't mean you're a slave at a particular job, but it's not a very realistic conversation. His framing is bad faith. Doreen has no business doing this interview. It's beyond any doubt. Okay. I agree with that. But this is not a good faith conversation about the ways in which, even if you're not a slave to a particular job, there's a system in which you don't even get health care unless right? Where that's a legitimate conversation to have. Anyway, it's like, it's bad faith versus completely unprepared,
Agreed to the terms and conditions of the employment, and you can walk away from that job at any time and quit. So I don't understand really what this is about, except it sounds like maybe people are just being lazy. Are you encouraging people to be lazy?
So I think laziness is a virtue in a society where people constantly want you to be productive 24/7, and it's good to have rest. That doesn't mean you should be resting all the time or not putting effort into things that you care about. But I think one of the
What do you think is like a good work day? How many hours is a solid work day in your ideal society?
Sure. I mean, I think as much as people want. I mean, I personally work.
It's painful both because Doreen is very unprepared, but because the premise of the interview is so bad faith and Jesse Waters is so gross.
I have like a 25 hour work weeks, which I think is fairly good. So I would like less work hours.
And what do you do, Doreen?
I'm a dog walker.
A dog walker. Okay.
Yes.
And how?
So
how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Sure, I'm 30.
You're 30. Okay. And is there something you want to do besides being a dog walker? Do you aspire to do anything more than dog walking, or is that kind of your pinnacle?
I like that's irrelevant to the points being made. It's like everything about this is just so stupid.
Working with dogs, if I had to do this for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be super complaining. Dogs are wonderful animals, but I would love to teach. I would love to, work with people and stuff like that.
What would you teach, Doreen?
Philosophy mostly. Just introduction to philosophy, critical thinking, reason, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I would love to take your class, Doreen. I would just be taking notes the whole time. And you know what? A professor's a very similar schedule than something that you're imagining. So I think that actually might work perfectly for you. Listen, I think this might not be the greatest idea, but who am I to judge? To each their own, they say. It's a free country.
Sure.
Not everything's free, but it is a free country. Thank you so much. Sure. We got to run. We got to pay the bill.
I mean, it's such a dumb interview, and I get that Doreen is completely unprepared for this, but it's just all very stupid. Sager says this interview went so horribly wrong that the anti-work subreddit has been shut down and likely for good. Is that true? The subreddit, it's shut down? Why? Did it get brigaded or something? That's crazy. I don't understand why this interview would end up with it shut down. It's private. Okay. All right. David, sir, what do you think about Katie Porter or Al Franken for president in 2024? Yeah, neither has a shot, unfortunately. I feel the only way Biden has a chance is to legalize marijuana and drop student debt. Yeah, neither of which he's going to do. So Unfortunate. All right, guys, we've got some exciting stuff going on here. Belly Hair Designs, Gel B, JHTM, and Gender Fluid Lion have gotten Twitch Prime subs, putting us at 73. And Skittle Stew has gifted 25, putting us at 98 and putting us over 1,000. Oh my God, I've got to like tweak my little thing here because, hold on a second. Can we, because we can't even see. Wait a second. Where is it? There we go. We are now over 1,000 for the first time in a while on Twitch. And I promised I would open phone lines if that happened, and I'm going to stick to that. Also, Toil has gifted 2. JHTM has gifted 2. That puts us at 102. This is an historic day. This is truly an historic day. Okay, before we open phone lines, just real quick, people said they loved GeoGuessr the other day. So let's play GeoGuessr. We'll play together. We will play together. Let's try it. This is where you are dropped in somewhere in the world, and we've got 5 minutes to figure out where we are. Let's see. Okay, we've got farmland. It looks like there's a giraffe, so that should be a signal. Giraffes are only in certain parts of the world. This could really be absolutely anywhere. Let's see if we can get somewhere else, because there is very little here that is telling me much at all. Let's look at if we can find the street name. Oh, man, I can't see that. Let's see. Rietsingle. Okay, so I'm thinking this is probably Europe or a European colony. Could be Germany. Let's see what else we've got. Elze. Okay, this is looking like Germany. Could be Austria. Let's take a look at what else we can find. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we've got some substance. Totziens. Is this German or is this? Oh, no, it's Dutch. See that? Okay, it's the Netherlands. Beautiful. It's the Netherlands. So we've narrowed it down to the Netherlands. Now let's see if we can get anything more specific here. Do I go southwest or do I go north? Oh, northeast seems like there might be more happening. Let's go this way. Kunstwerkenplatz. Huh. I mean, okay, so we know I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any more specific because I've only been to Amsterdam and a few other Dutch places really close by. I don't know that continuing is really going to get me any closer. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for it. So we will go with Netherlands. Now, what are you guys thinking? North, south? Do I just go near Amsterdam? I don't know. South. South, people are saying. Okay. Let's go. Let's go here. Here we go. Oh, I should have gone with Amsterdam. You bastards. I would have been so close if I went with Amsterdam because it is actually really, really close. You guys screwed me. That's really crazy. 102 kilometers away isn't too bad. All right, let's try one more. Wait, isn't this the same one? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, speed limit sign and corn. Are we thinking Midwest, guys? Speed limit sign and corn? Midwest United States? Let's head north. Now, unfortunately, I only have 1 minute and 43 seconds on this one. Oh boy. This looks like more of a main road. Oh, I'm not even allowed to go that way. That's crazy. People are saying Iowa. I mean, it's certainly very flat. The license plates are often blurred out, which makes it difficult to figure out. We just got to get, I mean, yes, this very much could be Iowa. Look at this. There's just nothing to look at. This is crazy. Can we even get to an intersection or something? Wow. I've got 1 minute to go. Nothing too much there. Yeah, I'm thinking Iowa right now just because of corn and how flat it is. But there is just nothing. There's no frame of reference here. From the speed limit signs, I believe it's the United States rather than Canada. Let's see what we have here. Man, it's just, there's just, oh, hold on. 170 Street. Does that do anything for anyone? 170 Street? It's just corn. It's Cornville. Cornville, USA. We've just been on the same road forever. Oh, I ran out of time. Oh, my God, I'm an idiot. Okay, well, let's see if it still will let me make a guess. I'm just going to say Iowa. Let's see. It is indeed. Oh, no, wait a second. It's over the border into Illinois. All right. 309 kilometers from the correct location. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. Okay. All right. I promised to open the phone lines, and I will do so right now. I want to say thanks to Lord Riley for an additional Twitch subscription. We are going to use Discord. You can go to davidpakman.com/Discord. That's the place to go. And we will be doing all of it. Whoa, oh my God. Let's talk to some people. You can get into the waiting lobby if you would like to talk to me. Let's see what's on people's minds. We'll start here with Ryan from Portsmouth. Ryan, welcome. What's on your mind today?
Not too much, David. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Good. Just wanted to give you a small update. I'm actually a college professor in the Tidewater area in Virginia. And our beginning schedule got all sorts of screwed up with COVID. We had to basically go virtual for the first 2 weeks.
Right.
We're now actually in person right now. So it's a good thing we're in person. We've actually got a pretty good policy. What is it? I'm looking up here. 94% of our students are vaccinated. 92% of our faculty and employees are vaccinated.
Okay.
So hopefully it's a good thing. So
good. Yeah, my mom teaches college. They're remote for the first 2 weeks in order to get everybody like triple tested, basically.
Yeah,
and then it looks like they're going to go back in person. Yeah.
Yeah. My question is this. Did you see the recent story about Governor Youngkin's having an email tip line for divisive teaching methods?
And I guess the entire thing is just being trolled to oblivion.
Yeah, I think it is now. I think a lot of people got in touch with it and figured out, oh, want to basically rag on teachers. Well, no, we're going to talk about how great they are. We're going to figure out a lot of stuff. I think my favorite thing was the article that I read. The very bottom of it said critical race theory is not currently taught in K-12
yeah.
according to the Department of Virginia Education. I was like,
but what the hell do they know, you know?
Yeah, exactly. No, sorry. Anyways, thank you so much, David. You're doing great. Thank you so much for the past 2 years.
All right, Ryan from Portsmouth, Virginia. Oh, I wrongly assumed it was Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Now it all makes a lot more sense. I want to say thanks to WP Canada for signing up via Twitch Prime with the message, "Here's some Bezos bucks." Let's go next to Haley from Georgia. Haley, you're on the air.
Hey, David, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
I had a question for you.
Please.
Do you think that if the Supreme Court does overturn Roe v. Wade, or banish it, the law, the stare decisis, whatever, however they say it.
Yeah, if they create new precedent with a different ruling, yeah.
Do you think that might actually work out better for the Democrats or the libs and whatever, because we might fight harder?
Haley, this is a very astute political observation. You're absolutely right. It would be a disaster. So listen, if Roe v. Wade is effectively overturned, as you're pointing out, it doesn't have to be literally canceled, but overturned by new rulings. You will see abortion flat out banned in a bunch of states. It will remain legal in a whole bunch of other states, but it will serve as a cultural flashpoint for the left, basically the right fights the culture war essentially against no one, right? I mean, it's basically a war of their own creation. I do think you're onto something, that it may catalyze the left in a way we have not seen for a long time. Now, it would still be a disaster for women everywhere, but from a political angle, I think your analysis is quite astute.
Yeah, and when the right is only about culture war, they don't really have policy anymore.
Right.
They don't have Roe v. Wade to fight about anymore. It's gone. That whole talking point is gone.
You are absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for talking to me, David.
All right, Haley, thank you for the call. Very much appreciate it. Let's hear from a couple other people. Let's go to Anibal from Guatemala. You know, one of my uncles' middle name is Anibal.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, great. This is maybe the fifth time I'm trying to talk to you, but always happens something like my internet just get down or I can unlock my cell phone. It's just the worst thing ever.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
So, hi. So, I am from Guatemala.
Yes.
So, Guatemala now have one of the worst political times, and I only can give sorry, my English something.
You're doing great. We could even do it in Spanish if you prefer, and I can translate.
Great. Sorry, sometimes I forget that. Y solo le puedo echar la culpa a Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Después de todo, terminó con CICIG, que fue la Comisión Internacional contra la Impunidad en Guatemala, que fue un importante desarrollo para luchar contra la corrupción en el país. El anterior presidente terminó con todo y gracias al apoyo republicano terminamos con una de las peores rachas de corrupción que alguna vez hemos tenido.
Sí.
Y aunque agradecemos que Biden... perdón, la traducción, ¿cierto?
No, sí, ¿tenías una pregunta específica?
Sí. ¿Cuál es la perspectiva del futuro de la agenda de Biden para Centroamérica que hay ahora? Porque cada vez que Biden está a punto de acercarse a revisar algo,
sí.
Explota Ucrania, hay un golpe de Estado severo en otro país, hay algo político mucho más grave sucede en Estados Unidos y en realidad terminamos dependiendo de las decisiones de el Senado y del presidente americano.
Seguro. Bueno, voy a traducir y después te digo, bueno?
Okay.
So, the question generally here is, what is Joe Biden's outlook and policy perspective on Central America that Republicans have led to? They have certainly not reduced the amount of corruption in Guatemala, and that every time it seems there may be an opportunity for Joe Biden to do or say something about Central America, something happens. Ukraine blows up, there's a coup attempt somewhere, or whatever the case may be. Now, I hate to give such an anticlimactic answer and one that is, quite frankly, very disappointing, but I don't think Joe Biden really prioritizes Central America. And I don't think Joe Biden has any particular plan in terms of dealing with Central America. There are certain things that Joe Biden pretends to care about, like, decriminalizing marijuana or forgiving student loan debt, that I never believed he actually cared about. And then there's things Joe Biden isn't even really pretending to care about. He'll occasionally talk about Guatemala, Honduras, and, the region. I just don't think this is really on Biden's radar. Between COVID, Russia, Ukraine, a tough midterm, I wish I had a different answer. I don't think Biden has any real hard and fast ideas about what his administration will do in Central America.
Well, now for me, it's just please try to look up for Guatemala. Try to be... bueno, tratar de estar más al tanto de qué sucede en Centroamérica.
Sí.
Porque terminamos siendo piezas de un ajedrez mundial. Suena un poco a conspiración, pero en realidad terminamos siendo simples peones en peleas de otros estados.
Estoy de acuerdo, estoy de acuerdo. Aníbal, muchísimas gracias.
Gracias, feliz día.
Okay, so the last thing that Aníbal said is Guatemala ends up being a sort of chess piece in a game used to the advantage of different individuals. And I think that that is something we have seen quite a bit. We have seen quite a bit over time. All right, let's go back to English with, where are we going next? Let's go to Keon from North Carolina. Keon, you're on the air.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Keon. Welcome.
Oh man, I was so excited. Well, you know, I was just talking about you. Well, here's my question.
Please.
So, I'm very interested in like military affairs and stuff like that, and I mean military tech and stuff. But my question is, do you think Ukraine should have kept their nuclear weapons instead of giving them up? Because now they're dealing with the problem of potential. I'm not saying it's going to actually happen, but I mean, with as many troops as Putin got along the border, he might invade, and that's my fear. Do you think that Ukraine should have dismantled their nuclear weapons? Do you think that was a good idea, or do you think it was a bad idea?
This is a fascinating question. Keon, this may be a perfect question, okay? This is such an interesting thing. You know, when I'm going to get back to Ukraine and nuclear weapons, but when we think about North Korea, for example, and their nuclear ambitions and our desire for them to say, we're not going to do it, we're not going to do it. When you look historically, it sort of makes a lot of sense that countries would want and would try to have nuclear weapons. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Saddam had nukes and gave them up, right? I mean, like, this is the prototypical story where I think we would all agree that had Saddam not given up the nuclear program, maybe he didn't have nukes, but he had a nuclear program, right? I've not reviewed the history for a while. Obviously, the two wars on Iraq would have gone differently. Like, it's just, yeah. I am for nuclear disarmament. I hate nuclear weapons. There's no realistic way that we're going to have a nuclear war, but it's undeniable that other countries relate to you differently when you have them. So now people are saying Iraq did not, he didn't really choose to give them up, but they did. Someone else saying Iraq didn't have the ability to launch them, but they were working on it and they had material. Okay. The point here is, it changed the course of the global community's dealing with Iraq. So, do I want anybody to have nukes? No, I'd rather nobody have nukes. But would Ukraine's circumstances have been different had they not done away with their nuclear arsenal at the time or shortly thereafter of the dissolution of the Soviet Union? I'm going from memory. I don't remember exactly, but it was they had about a third of the arsenal of the Soviet arsenal and they gave it up. I think it's undeniable that over the last 30 years, things would have gone differently in Ukraine. Is that sort of an answer?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hello. Hello. Oh, man. All right, Keon, we lost you, but that was a very, very good question, and I really, really appreciate it. Let's go next to Sean from Maryland. Sean, you are on the air.
Hey, David. Actually, I was wondering if you were in, like, outside, like, aside from the voicemails, touch with Whitney. And if so, would you be interested in doing a Dr. K kind of situation with her?
I am not in touch with her independent of the voicemails, and I would be glad to do the Dr. K stuff. If everybody felt... Sorry, what was that?
Go on.
If everybody...
I was just saying that, like,
Hold on, I'm going to talk, okay? Let me talk, then you go, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. if everybody felt good that it was not exploitative, because I don't know Whitney's mental state, I would be glad to do that if Dr. K was amenable to it.
That's fair.
Is that fair?
Totally.
Okay. Anything else today, Sean?
No.
All right.
I was just
Sean
like,
from
I
Maryland, yeah.
really enjoyed that. It kind of gave us some really interesting insights to some of your more regular callers in and voicemail personalities, I guess.
I agree.
But I definitely agree. Like the making sure that it's not exploitative is pretty key.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd have to figure out, maybe Dr. K would have to do a pre-interview with Whitney, or who knows, but we'll explore. We'll explore.
Cool. All right.
All right, Sean from Maryland, thank you for the call. Very much appreciate that. It's a very fair question. I mean, we just want to make sure everything's being done correctly and on the up and up. I want to say thanks to Hippie Chick for the Twitch Prime subscription. Already part of our 106 there. Let's hear from a couple of other people here. We're taking calls via Discord. Let's go to Sid Vicious from Hawaii. Sid Vicious, you were on.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going well.
Man, I was actually, I wanted to comment on your the second last call about the nuclear program that Iraq. Yeah, they were building the French designed the plant and the Soviets built it, but under an operation by the Israeli Air Force, it was destroyed. So nothing really came from that, and it was basically the Israeli Air Force flew jets at a very low altitude over Jordan, and they reached Iraq and they destroyed the plants. So I don't know if that helps with the point that you were making earlier.
You know, I'm actually now thinking, I think I was thinking more about the disarmament of Libya under Gaddafi. Does that make more sense? Because that would have been around the same time. I believe it was the early 2000s when Gaddafi agreed to get rid of the nuke program. And then we know how that ended up, you know?
Yeah, he did willingly, actually. He was very cooperative at first. There were several visits by a few British, I think one or two British prime ministers back in the early 2000s or in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
To Libya. So he was very cooperative, if anything.
So I think I basically got my examples mixed up. The analysis is the analysis I said, but I think I meant to apply it to Gaddafi and not to Saddam.
That's exactly it. Well, I appreciate you taking time, man, to hear my call. Thank
Well, Sid Vicious, I appreciate the correction. Thank you so much. Really a very, very important one for sure. Let's check in with Ellie from Seattle. Ellie, you're on the air.
Oh, hey, David. Sorry, a little starstruck here. I was watching your show yesterday. You were talking about the situation with Ukraine and Russia.
Yes.
And how everyone or a lot of people don't seem all that interested in it. You know, they were way more interested in Biden calling the reporter a son of a bitch.
Right.
And you know, I guess my question is like, how do we get people, you know, more interested in this stuff? Do we have to put on like some dog and pony show? Or
I really don't know, Ellie. You know, I mean, it's like you look at our video clips, and we obviously all of the sort of policy and foreign policy clips they require a lot more research, and you just look at, you know, you look at how well these clips do, and it's like, you know, 100,000 views, 200,000 views. I'm looking on my phone, 300,000 views. And then it's like, you know, Ukraine clip, barely anything. People are not paying attention. This is an ongoing issue, and I quite frankly don't have the answer.
Yeah, I mean, we can't even get people to believe in science. So how do we get them to care about foreign policy?
I agree with you. It's very, very difficult. And, you know, also the other aspect of this is there's a lot of people who think that just mentioning countries sort of like counts as foreign relations. Like we played this clip on Monday of Joni Ernst being asked, what would Republicans do if you won in November? And one of the things she listed was they would do foreign relations, as if that counts as anything. You know, it's crazy.
It's all just a bunch of word salad. They're just like blowing hot air, you know, that doesn't really mean anything, but people fill in the blanks however they want to. Right. And it garners support, and it's toxic, really.
It really is. And I wish I had solutions here, but I really am lacking them.
Yeah. Well, thanks, David.
All right, my pleasure. Great question from Ellie there. That is going to do it for me today, folks. We are going to wrap today's stream. We've got the Trump rally Saturday. We'll have a correspondent on the ground, and it's truly incredible what's going on. So I appreciate everybody who joined me. We will be back maybe tomorrow, Friday, but at minimum, big event on Saturday.
And we will ban men.
Exactly. And we will be back with everybody very, very soon.